Could the newest Chicago Bears wide receiver, N'Keal Harry, start potentially for the team this year? Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video. Talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, hit the big red subscribe button down below. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms, guys. And as always, hit the bell icon so you are, in fact, notified whenever I drop a new video. All right, people. So the question is, could N'Keal Harry start for this team, right? With the lack of talent we have at the wide receiver spot. And more importantly, what is the role that I see for N'Keal Harry? So let's start with this, okay? I mentioned to you that this was a fantastic move because this was a a low risk, high reward type of move, exactly the type of move you want to make when you're a rebuilding team. You're essentially giving up nothing for a guy who is a former first-round pick, 24 years old, still has upside, still has potential. All right, so here's where I'm at. We've got two guys on this team, essentially at spots that I think are pretty much locked, right? Darnell Mooney at the wide receiver 1 spot and Byron Pringle at the wide receiver 2 spot. The wide receiver 3 spot gets interesting because right now, I would say at the end of the season, it will be Velus Jones Jr., our rookie receiver. I think he overtakes that number 3 spot. But you have other candidates right there, right? Equinemius St. Brown, you have Dante Pettis, you have Tajae Sharp, you have David Moore, who I don't think will be on the team much longer. So you have all these guys. But right now, I would say the two guys in competition with Harry, who could potentially compete for that 3rd spot, would be St. Brown and Velus Jones Jr. I don't see Tajae Sharp and Dante Pettis really as big threats. Maybe Sharp, but not really. As far as N'Keal Harry, could he be a starter for the Bears, right? At the wide receiver 3 spot. I think we've got a while before that happens just because you have to pick up the offense, right? You have to be able to go ahead and fit into this offense, meaning they have to be able to design plays for you and fit you into the scheme. You have to get chemistry with Justin Fields. Like, there's a lot of hurdles that N'Keal Harry has to clear, but the talent is just off the roof, like through the roof. It's off the page. Like, it is very evident. The role that I do see N'Keal Harry playing in is 2 parts. Number 1, he is a very underrated blocker. And that is a theme that I'm not sure if you guys have noticed this, but I have. The Bears are going to be running the football a lot this year. At least I believe so, because the guys that they got at the wide receiver spot, specifically Byron Pringle and now N'Keal Harry, these are really good blockers. They're one of the highest rated run blocking wide receivers in the NFL. Okay, so we're going to see a lot of Monty and we're going to see a lot of Khalil Herbert. So that means that N'Keal Harry could be on the field a lot, but he might not actually be running routes. He could just be blocking. And number 2, so that could be playing time that way. Number 2, I believe in 3rd down situation and especially red zone, being 6'4", 225, the biggest receiver I think the Bears have on the roster right now, Harry's going to be huge for us, okay? So I think even if he doesn't get a lot of playing time, for the Bears, I do think his playing time that he does get is going to come in the red zone and it's going to come on 3rd down, right? Because N'Keal Harry was not utilized right in New England. They like those quick, hitch route, small guys, if you will, that run crossing routes, if you will. Why did I say hitch routes? I meant crossing routes. Guys like Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, those type of guys. They don't like possession, big body receivers like a N'Keal Harry. That's what he is. So to me, I believe that is where the Bears will utilize him as a run blocker and as a guy in the red zone and on 3rd down. So I do think he will have a role. As far as if he'll start for this team, I don't believe so. But as the season goes forward, there is a chance certainly that he could be that wide receiver 3. It's really between him, Velus Jones Jr., and Equinemius St. Brown. St. Brown's more of a deep threat. Velus Jones Jr., kind of a do-it-all, if you will, a la Deebo Samuel. And then, of course, N'Keal Harry, a big body wide receiver. So it's really going to be whatever we need during that game, during that play at that time. So let me know what you guys think. Will N'Keal Harry start for the Bears? Do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.